Hi, my name's Kathy, and I'd like to introduce you to my dog Banjo. When I decided to get a dog, I looked on Pet Finder for available puppies, and I came across a puppy that I liked. It was not actually Banjo. It turned out to be one of his litter mates. Banjo and his litter had been born in a shelter in Virginia and were rescued by a group called Paw Safe, which brought them up north for adoption. So I put in an application on the other puppy that I liked, and Paw Safe, the way they work is they have adoption events where everyone who's been approved comes and meets the various puppies, picks out one that sort of gets along best with them, and you go from there. About a week after the event, they called me and said that one of the puppies had been sick and wanted to know if I wanted to meet him, if I was still interested. So I went to the foster home where he was being fostered, and it turned out to be Banjo, and I fell in love with him and I took him home. And his original name, the puppies were all named after cereal, his original name was Corn Puff, which I changed almost immediately. So Banjo is a beagle, so he likes to howl. But the interesting thing is that he is perfectly quiet in the house. He never makes a sound until I open up the back door, and the minute he is out the door, he starts howling like mad, at nothing in particular. He just howls at everything. It's like he's saving it up. Banjo is playing with other dogs. He howls at them to initiate it. I think of it as him saying to them, hey, come play with me. But a lot of dogs don't take well to it. Some do, but a lot don't. They don't. It sort of puts them off, so he doesn't play well with most dogs. So Banjo loves to chase balls, but he's not very good about actually bringing them back to you. He wants you to chase him to get them down, track them down. And the only time he will return things is if he's swimming. If you throw things in the water, like a stick or a ball, he will swim after it and bring it back to you to get you to throw it again. That's the only time he actually does a true fetch. Banjo has some little quirks at home. He sleeps in a little sort of, I call it a pup tent, next to my bed. But around 5:30 every morning, and he doesn't care if it's a weekend or not, he burrows under the covers down by my feet, and he sleeps there until I get out of bed. That's part of the dachshund in him. He likes to burrow under blankets, so if I'm on the couch, he jumps up on the couch and burrows under a blanket. He loves to do that. On Banjo's first birthday, he got a ton of presents, and one of the presents was a roll of toilet paper. When Banjo was a puppy, his favorite thing to do was shred toilet paper. So if you came over to visit me and went to the bathroom, the toilet paper was not on the toilet paper roll. As it is in normal houses, we had to have it put up on a shelf so the dog couldn't reach it, otherwise he would just rip it to shreds. So on his birthday, as a special present, I gave him a roll of toilet paper that he then proceeded to shred and make a mess of all over the place. So 2 years ago, I was laid off from my job, and I decided to fulfill a lifelong dream, which was to drive cross country, and I took Banjo with me. So we made it all the way out to Utah, where I spent a month volunteering at Best Friends Animal Sanctuary. Along the way, Banjo really helped me a lot, not feeling ostracized and so alone, because everywhere we went, people wanted to pet Banjo. People would ask me about Banjo. It's amazing how many people love dogs, and it was really gratifying. They would tell me their stories about their dogs they had when they were kids. It was just a fantastic experience. And I have a ton of pictures from my trip because I was gone for 2 months, and you will notice something interesting in my pictures is that I do not appear in a single one. But Banjo appears in almost all of them. I have pictures of Banjo at the Grand Canyon, pictures of Banjo at Bryce National Park, pictures of Banjo at the UFO Museum in Roswell, New Mexico, which is very dog friendly, so if you happen to be there with your dog, they're more than welcome to take them in. And they gave him a little stuffed alien when we were leaving the museum. It was a really good time. So one of the great things about Banjo is that he gets along with pretty much every other dog. I foster dogs for a couple of different rescue organizations, so I'm constantly bringing strange dogs into the house, and Banjo has been so good with all of them. And some of them are, very scared, they're not used to houses, and he If he's not friendly to them, he just ignores them. So he's never been aggressive or mean to them. And also on our road trip, a couple of times I picked up stray dogs that I found like in the middle of the road, and I would just pick them up and toss them in the car, and he would just sniff them and go back to laying down like it was an everyday occurrence for him. So he's been really great that way. Having Banjo has completely changed my life. Before I had Banjo, I had a completely different set of friends. Now all of my friends have dogs. I don't think I even know people who don't have dogs anymore. It's really interesting how different my life is from 6 years ago when I first adopted him. Banjo is just the greatest little dog ever. I know everybody thinks that, but he's the best dog, and I adore him. I can't imagine my life without him. He has made me far more social because I talk to more people now. I spend my time at dog parks interacting with other people, other dogs. He's made me far more aware of animal rights issues. I pay more attention to them, I get more involved in them, and I've gotten involved in several rescue organizations because of him. He's completely changed my life.